It's gotten too windy again to record. Why? Why does this always happen? Your socks are blowing away, whoever's those are. Okay, they're blowing away. Hey friends, Dustin here. You're watching the LIpower channel. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And a big shout out to SimpliSafe for sponsoring today's episode. Thank you, SimpliSafe, but more on that in a little bit. Real quick, guys, remember, there's no safe like SimpliSafe. But right now, let's shift gears a little. This channel, I've had a lot of projects and weird things. Let's talk a little bit about emergency preparedness and why I believe I've built the best bug-out vehicle a person could build. Let's go check it out, shall we? Now, forgive me, folks, it is a little breezy up here. So I'm gonna try to shoot this in between the gusts. Now, since the last time you guys seen this truck, it's gotten bigger. As you can see, the hood is now up to my shoulders. We're now running all kryptonite front suspension on this thing. Way more heavy duty, bolt-in ball joints. You want reliability when you're off-roading, and also when you don't have parts stores near around. Or there's a possibility for not having parts ever again. It's good to have stuff that you can repair yourself, and having a ball joint press in the back of your truck, well, that takes up a lot of room. Bolt-ins, you can do those in a couple hours by yourself with basic hand tools. We also got 33-inch Milestar Patagonia MT tires on there. Yeah, they got the meats. They're like Arby's. Now, I picked this truck because A, you can get them used fairly cheap. B, has a ton of power. C, extremely reliable. All right, in the truck, this is a crew cab. It doesn't have a center console, so I have seating for 6 if I need to flip the lid. I can do such. It's all these little things that some people don't think about. Fitting 6 people in here is fairly important. I have a family of 6, so all of us could travel in this vehicle if necessary. Also, that gives me a lot more room if it's just me and a couple other people. And, you know, we're camping, we're fishing, that sort of thing. Which is what we're doing now. Today we're testing out some of our preps on a camping trip. We're enjoying it so far. Kids are off playing in a creek, and I am shooting this video. Hopefully you guys can hear me. But inside the truck, you got to keep a couple things. I always keep water in my truck. I keep tools. I keep recovery gear. And keep a box full of snacks, you know, and emergency equipment. Let's check that out. In between the front seats, I keep this little guy stashed. This is a Refuge Medical Bearfac. I believe this is the version 3. It might be the version 2. Can't remember which one I got. It's got molly webbing and stuff on it. Also, another Cat Gen 7 tourniquet and some trauma shears on it. And the inside folds out real easy. You can get to all your medical gear real quick. Keep that strapped in between the 2 front seats here. That way, the front 2 occupants can grab it in case you're the one that gets injured. It's right here. It's also real handy if you pull up on a rollover or an accident or something. Grab this kit here. You can check these guys out online. I've been using this gear for a while now. Haven't had any super big emergencies with it, but it has come in handy. Along with those couple things, keep, you know, your standard stuff. You need chargers for all the different electronic devices you might have, including, you know, radios, cell phones. I carry 2 different cell phones on 2 different networks. They work most places except for here. So, you know, if you get into a situation where cell phones don't work anymore, you can always grab a radio. And of course, a couple pairs of work gloves in the door, some hand sanitizer in case you get into a sticky situation. Let's check out the back. Back seats, of course, I'm traveling with the kids right now, so all their gear's back here and their booster seats and everything. But underneath the seats, I carry a plethora of equipment. A, always have the maps of where you're going. This is Colorado. This is the state I live in, the state I do a lot of stuff in. This is a very detailed topo map of the whole state. I also have a U.S. Atlas and some other maps. Got reflective vests here in the door. Got 2 of these in the vehicle. Same thing, emergencies, people need to see you. Underneath the seats, I've got quite a few things. Here's one. This is a on-the-go tire repair kit. This comes with a bunch of tools and rubber. You can literally pull nails out of your tire, shove this thing back in there, fix your flat on the side of the road. I also carry a 12-volt air compressor. There are straps of all different sizes underneath here. There's also one of those elastic tow ropes underneath here with those. In case you get into a situation where you need to get pulled out or you need to pull somebody else out. I do plan on putting a front bumper on this truck with a very high weight rating winch. Underneath that, guys, we got the old Crescent tools. Full socket set assortment here, some bits, that sort of thing. Underneath the seats on this side, I keep tire iron, a bottle jack, and that portable compressor I was talking about. Fill up tires. It's even got an air mattress thing on this side too, so you can do a lot with that. And that's the cab of the truck. We'll go in the Shadow Cruiser in a second. We're going to talk about everything that I have stacked in there, and I keep that ready to go 24/7. I also keep this in the back of the truck most of the year, in case you need to go in a hurry. Other things that we like to carry along the side of the truck here, I have a ton of room. That's where all our camping chairs go, shovels, axes, all that stuff goes up there. I also store some firewood, some dry firewood, and some extra fuel in between the truck bed rails and the camper itself. Some nice creature comforts such as the Pit Boss grill, and then this is an entire fold-out camp kitchen. And there we've got a nice little stove, plates, silverware, steak knives, seasoning, coffee pot, gas-powered lanterns. All that stuff stays in there. So regardless of what vehicle we're in, I've got a kitchen on the go that can be set up anywhere. Big shout out to the guys over at Setpower and LIpower. They sent me these to try out almost a year ago now. I've used them for camping and traveling and even just generally around the house. This is a 12-volt DC refrigerator, and that's just a solar generator. Got a nice solar panel over there set up. All that together combines for a pretty potent mix. The solar generator is capable of making 2,000 watts AC. The panel itself has about 145 watts coming in off of it. I think it's rated for 150, so that's pretty decent. And the Setpower fridge, it's been riding around in the back of my truck quite a bit. We even drove it all the way down to Arizona, and it's seen anywhere from 98-degree temperatures down to, I believe, 12 and snow, and still works perfectly. Now, let's go inside the old Shadow Cruiser. I'll show you what I got going on there. Friends, hold that thought real quick. We're out in the woods. I'm in the Shadow Cruiser, and I just wanted to tell you about SimpliSafe real quick. Let's talk about it because they got a brand new product out, and I was happy to get this puppy installed before I left my homestead alone to the wolves out there. What I have in my hands here is SimpliSafe's brand new indoor wireless alarm camera. Oh, well, it's just a wireless camera. No. It's not just a wireless camera. This is the latest innovation from SimpliSafe, and this has a built-in alarm in it. Oh, it's a camera that beeps? No, it's not a camera that beeps. It does do that, but if you're gone, your system's armed, this camera detects somebody in your home, it'll immediately alert the SimpliSafe staff 24/7. And guess what? The SimpliSafe staff, even if you're not around, maybe you're up in the woods, have no cell service like me right now, SimpliSafe staff will jump on there, look at it, and go, hey, there's an intruder in your house. They can actually hit the microphone, activate it, and say, hey, I'm looking right at you, said person. And guess what? The police are on their way. Guys, the new camera has 24/7 live guard protection that stops crime right in its tracks. You'll be thankful that you have it in your house, looking after it, even when you're not home. One of the coolest parts about this camera is that it's immediate. So the SimpliSafe staff will be able to see the intruders right away and talk to them. Plus, it's going to get video and audio evidence. And guys, just like the rest of the SimpliSafe products, it's super simple to order it and to set it up. You jump online, you order the products you need, none of the products you don't. They show up very, very quickly, and you install them yourself. No appointments, no waiting around for some guy to drill holes in your house. You just throw them in there. I had my whole system in about 30 minutes, and I was able to add this camera in about 2 minutes. Pairs right up with the system. You activate everything, you're good to go. Guys, right now is a great time to buy here in the summer because you're going to get 20% off your SimpliSafe system when you sign up for the SimpliSafe Fast Protect plan, and you're going to get your first month free as well. It's an awesome deal. Head on over to www.simplisafe.com/Life of Lind. That's how you get that discount. Guys, head on over there today. Now, I got to get back outside and maybe find a Rocky Mountain soda to drink. Sounds like a plan. Peace! Alright, got the sky dome open so I can see outside. Also lets in a ton of light, and in the wintertime lets in quite a bit of heat. For the summertime, I've got an insulated cover and blinds that go across here, block the heat. But for this time of the year, afternoons get a little chilly. It's nice to have that. Up here we got a full-size bed, ton of storage up there. Up here we keep the smaller sleeping bags. Over here is going to be dry storage food. And other than the marshmallows for s'mores, that stays stocked all the time. This air conditioner, 5,000 BTUs, will cool this camper down in about 20 minutes, and it pulls so little I can run it off the inverter that's on our solar setup on this. Speaking of solar, I do have a 100-watt panel up there. Planning on expanding one more. I should be able to get 200. No problem. It's a nice Renogy system. Got the controller right up there. This closet, let's call it the coat closet and the protection closet. We won't open that one for reasons. Well, this is a jumbled mess because off-roading. But essentially, this is where I'm keeping all the freeze-dried food. There's some extra towels, soaps and toilet paper, that kind of thing. Stuff you need to have. But all this is all freeze-dried food, even some of our own freeze-dried food. So this is my homemade beef chili MRE. Got a ton of stuff like that. This is part of our rotation. This is some older stuff that we've had for several years now. Yeah, the bag doesn't even look like this in Mountain House, so those are probably at least 7 or 8 years old now. So we're using those camping. As we use them, we rotate in newer stuff. Down here, we got a 3-way refrigerator. This thing runs off of AC or DC or propane. When we're camping, we obviously have fresh fruits and veggies, that sort of thing. But I do actually keep quite a bit of stuff in this fridge quite often. Cheeses and meats and bread. Because I'll use this thing during the week when I'm at work. My own personal kitchen, if you will, and break room. This is going to be the kitchen area. Just have a small little sink here. Simple pressurized system on a 12-volt pump. And all that does is go down to a very conservative 17-gallon fresh water tank. So, of course, we obviously carry a bunch of these 1-gallon jugs with us and a couple of cases of water, which I store up underneath these seats here. As for the rest of the kitchen, we have a nice 3-burner propane stove here. Stainless steel backsplashing, reflects the heat off of there. And, of course, our range vent. Important in a small space when you're cooking with propane. You've got to vent that propane gas out of there. Also, it has a ton of humidity in it. So, with the humidity, you want to get that out of here. Otherwise, all your windows will be dripping. It's a mess. Up here is going to be more storage. This is where we're going to keep our extra Life straw bottles, that sort of thing. The smaller, more portable cookware is up here. So in case we got to grab this and go, we can also bug out of this thing with some of the stuff that's in here. Pans, dishes, that sort of thing. Bananas. Over here further, we're going to go down. Look, got a propane-powered furnace that has a 12-volt blower motor on it with a thermostat. So I can just set the temp and go. Things in here, you know, this is the junk drawer, but a lot of good things in here. We got waterproof bags, we got matches, we got zip ties, we've got the bug sprays, some ammo, some batteries, koozies. And then the cutlery drawer. I like to use a lot of non-reusable stuff, but I wash these and put them back. We also have some knives and other things there. So those are just your basics. All right, extra propane tanks. We've got paper for starting fires here. We've also got a drawer full of seasoning. Because just because you're bugging out, guys, doesn't mean you have to eat bland food. Remember that. That sucker's full. Got some good stuff in there like this. All right, down here, more storage. Over here, this is actually access to the truck bed. Now the table does fold down into a little twin bed here. You get a couple people there, a couple people up there. Down here, this is where all the power and stuff is. I set us up with a Redodo 12-volt lithium battery. This thing's tied to our Renogy solar system. That thing stays charged up, as you can see, 13.4 volts right there. Got some auxiliary switches here for running different kinds of outlets. We got chargers and stuff for our electronic devices. And I also have a 2,000 watt pure sine wave inverter down here. And that little boy will run that air conditioner off of the solar and the battery. It pulls from both, obviously, because that's more of a load than what we have for solar panels. But you can run it for 30 minutes, take the heat out. Very comfortable in here. Still have plenty of power left. Over there is going to be access to the other side of the truck bed. You can get through to that. And here's a big 5-gallon bucket, because you need 5-gallon buckets, extension cords, propane, and of course some extra water throughout this area. So that is a pretty solid tour of the whole thing. Of course, more fishing gear. Plenty of room for people to sit around here. And an emergency escape hatch for the roof right there. Pretty decent setup for as small as it is. This thing only cost us $2,600.
So, I'm gonna have to look, but maybe we can make our own breed of chicken. Sorry, I didn't know you were recording.
What kind of breed of chicken?
I don't know. Something that like lays a lot of eggs, but is tough for our cold winters. But also heat tolerant because we have both.
What about the wind?
I don't really think that affects them. They just go inside the coop. And
use them for meat.
Use for meat.
Just in case.
Have big breast.
Alright guys, that brings us to our last part of our Bugout vehicle, which is our small micro camper on a trailer named Bob. Bob's got solar too. So we have 3 different ways of getting power, 3 whole different systems between this setup, and all this stuff is super portable. The truck has tons of power, tons of space, super reliable. We got the camper on the back of that, plus we tow this. It also doesn't weigh much. Bob here only weighs about 900 pounds or so. So you have plenty of room to put some gear in it. Plus, look at the ground clearance of this thing. I mean, she's knee high, almost. You know, axles hanging down there a little bit. And because it's so short, it is extremely off-roadable. I've towed this thing on some deep roads before. Built this thing about 8 years ago. It's showing some age now, you know. Some of the caulking's cracking. The red paint's starting to wear off a little bit. But it's been outside for 8 years. Metal roof. Has enough room. If you stand up in the center, you can get dressed. Great. Outside here, durable aluminum structure. High enough off the ground for off-roading. Solar batteries are up front here. Guy coming down the road here right now on the trailer. It's a little loud. And it's gone. Up front on the tongue here, this is where we keep our solar batteries. We also have our charge controller and all that stuff is also up here, and a small 2-pound propane tank, some ratchet straps and some white fuel. So carry a few things up there. Pretty simple. Watch this. I can lift it with one hand. Pretty lightweight. Let's look inside. Now, Bob is extremely well insulated. Hardboard foam, backed with R13. We did a nice birch interior with some burnt pine trim. Looks pretty decent. And it's essentially a queen bed on wheels. Pardon the mess. Kids are sleeping in here up here. But so the advantage to all this is it has its own power system, right? So another backup system. It has a ton of room. It's well insulated. It's designed to go anywhere. You've got a storage loft up there. You put all your personal gear up there. Down here on the bed, go ahead and stack this thing just completely full of totes, full of your preps, your food, or your house if you got to move. You know, wildfire's moving in. Toss the essentials and your lifelong personal stuff in here. Boom. Hitch it up, you're ready to go. Especially on the back of that truck that's already ready to go too. Plus, when you get somewhere, you can unload, build camp, and have room for sleeping for 2 more people. So that means in this lightweight off-road combo, I can sleep 6 people in comfort and style. You've got windows that open on the side. You've got enough headroom up here to stand up and actually get dressed. Works pretty good. Over here is actually an awning that you can put on the side and fold out, so you can have some outdoor space. If this is all you have, you can put that outdoor kitchen in the back of this, set up that awning, build your kitchen outside. Works pretty good. Also have charge ports in here too, plus, you know, LED lights all the way around. It's another system that's just ready to go all the time. I really like Bob. We've been dragging this one around behind all of our different vehicles for years. It's light enough to tow with a Subaru, so if you ever needed to, you could. All right, guys, that's it. That is what I consider to be one of the best bug out vehicles that you could build. And simply, you guys could put one of those together yourself for not a lot of money. Truck's obviously the most expensive part of that. Buy used, don't buy new. Buy something reliable. Do your research. All the manufacturers at least make one generation of trucks that was very good, and there's still a lot of parts available for them. So do your research, buy the truck you want, you know. 12 valve Cummins, solid. 7.3 Power Stroke diesel from Ford, solid. Certain generations of the Duramax with the Allison transmission like I got, solid. Get them before the emission stuff was put on them, or find a way to, you know, de-government them. Now, guys, I know you're used to projects in this channel. Running a little bit behind on them because I had to take a corporate job. The shop I had wasn't doing it, so I had to take another job. Hopefully I'll have more content for you guys soon, but just wanted to let you guys know, be mindful of what's going on in the world. Seems like every day you hear about something new, and it's always been that way, but it seems like it's getting worse. Now on the cusp of something not good, you know, whether it's financially or a tornado, hurricane, wildfire, floods. Don't think that you're just going to stay in your house and everything's going to be okay. Even if you live out in the country, or if you live in suburbia, it doesn't matter. Have a plan to leave with the most important things, which is your family and enough food to make them survive. That's my recommendation. Folks, you can go out there, get yourself a $20,000 truck, which is cheap nowadays. Price out a new one, 90 grand. That truck was $21,000. That camper, $2,600. Bob paid $200 for the trailer frame that was on. Spent about $800 building the structure myself. So we are in the realm of an extremely capable rig that you could live in if you had to for 6 people for less than $30,000. Oh, did I mention that it's very capable off-road? Yeah. Well, I'm out here enjoying the woods. I got some work I got to finish up on, and then it's family time, and it's taco night. So thanks again to SimpliSafe for sponsoring today's episode, and thanks again to all you guys. Please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, please do. I have a ton of content. I've been doing this for 3 years now. Been building stuff. We've been talking about things. Please subscribe. Check out the older videos. I hope you like them. I'm doing this stuff for you guys. Hope you're enjoying it. So God bless each and every one of you, and we'll see you guys in the next episode, hopefully very soon. Stay safe, everyone. We'll see you next time. Wonder where the camper was. I'm sure it's around here somewhere. Huh. I found a swimming pool.